I'm here at the Alabama Golf Course Zoo aviation exhibit with
Joel Hamilton. I'm the executive director here at the zoo.
My first question is, what do you do as the executive director at the zoo?
I oversee the daily operations of the zoo.
What exactly are the daily operations?
Oh, we've got several different departments, so it depends on which department you're talking about. Of course, we have animal care department that takes care of all these wonderful animals, but we have guest services, you know, the folks who run the gift shop and take tickets, and we have marketing, and we have folks that raise money for us so that we can keep operating. We have all kinds of people that work here at the zoo.
What species are most affected by the solar eclipse?
Well, they all are affected, but it seems like birds are often affected the most because they have special things that they do in the evening, going to find their roosts and all that. They'll get chattery, and all of a sudden during the eclipse they get very, very quiet. And you can even see that, notice that if you're out in the woods or you have birds in your backyard or in your city park or whatever, you'll notice that all the birds get very, very quiet during this center of the eclipse.
Are there any particular bird species that are affected more than the other birds?
No, not really. Not any specific individual species that we would have here, but you might see, you know, the songbirds around Mobile, for instance, might get quiet. But you also might see owls come out. So you never know. It depends on how much of that total eclipse is in your particular area, because some areas get a partial eclipse. And so it's going to depend on how dark it actually gets.
Does the darkness confuse the animals?
Yeah, it does confuse them a little bit because they think that, okay, nighttime is here, and they start getting prepared for that nighttime, and then all of a sudden it starts daylight again. So it does provide a little bit of confusion for the animals, but they're just following what their normal cycle is. It's just a very short night for them.
What happens with the dogs and cats during the solar eclipse?
Do you have a dog or a cat at home?
Yeah, I have a dog.
Yeah, and he's probably never done this, but what does your dog do at night?
Sleep.
Well, your dog might go to try to find its bed to go to sleep during the solar eclipse. So they're like any of the other animals that we have here at the zoo. They depend on that light cycle each day, and they've got a activity pattern based on that life cycle, or light cycle. So like your dog at night wants to go to bed, these animals do the same thing, but anybody's dogs or cats may do the normal behavior that they would do in the evening or early nighttime.
What happens with the lions, tigers, and bears at the zoo? How are they affected?
Well, they're going to be affected like any of the other animals and thinking that it's nighttime, but they're probably also going to be thinking that, oh, it's time to eat. And it may not be time for them to eat. They get fed at the end of the day of our animal care staff's day, and the occurrence of the eclipse might not coincide with that time. So they might be thinking they're going to get fed and get ready for the evening, but they'll wake back up again once the solar eclipse is over.
Thank you for coming out and speaking with us.
You are quite welcome, and thank you for coming here today, and tell all your friends to come visit the zoo.